Noon the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
Yeah, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie and the entire gang, as we welcome you into a cold morning 24.
Everybody's sitting here with long sleeves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, almost everybody.
Yes. Let me ask
cold
this.
Inside.
Let's flip over here. Were you a cheerleader in high school? I have to ask.
I feel like you could just guess on that one.
We'll go out on a limb and say, yeah.
So
no, absolutely not.
You didn't make it as a cheerleader? Did you try?
No. I think I tried out like in the 6th grade for the first time. They had no business selecting me. Like, it was just one of those things. It was amicable. It worked out for everybody.
Okay, well,
but no, I was not a cheerleader.
Give you another shot this morning. I think the whole group needs to do this. Yeah. Everybody ready?
Rah, rah,
I don't know much about these cheers, but give me an E. Did I get an E?
E.
Give me an L.
L.
Give me a G.
G.
Give me an S.
S.
Give me an E.
Bless her heart. She knows how to spell Eagles.
I know.
She just
everybody's But you know what I got to give this woman? Do you know what we're talking about, Greg?
I have no clue.
The mayor of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, got in front of the crowd and she chanted the crowd as they were getting ready for the big
misspelled it.
Yes, bless her heart.
But, you know, she was a good sport about it. She goes, "Look, I made a mistake," and she laughed it off.
We all know you ain't got no business making fun of nobody's spelling.
So as we get into this, she has done a lot for Philadelphia, though, is reducing crime. She's done a lot, so she gets a pass.
Yeah,
on a little blunder.
But it is funny, and she made fun of herself later.
Well, how in the world does she spell Philadelphia if she can't spell Eagle?
And
she's got a rubber stamp.
Yeah. She said the bad part about it, she goes, "I didn't even know I misspelled it." She said, "I went right on about my business." And she goes, "It wasn't until I watched the live later, and I went, ooh."
Well, it's better. Just keep going, because once you stumble like it, you'll never make up for it.
That's right. But we give her an A for effort, and she's really done a lot for Philadelphia with crime. She's making a little bit of difference. And you are allowed a boo-boo every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Especially on something like that.
Now, let's go to Alberta, Canada. And I'm going to be very cautious, and y'all watch your smirks, because with this story, it's almost really, really hard to keep a straight face of what happened. Anybody in the room ever notice you're driving down the street and you see somebody's pants that are dragging the ground? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Around here.
Well,
familiar.
And we've seen, and I've witnessed it live also, as people try to outrun the police with their pants dragging the ground, and then they'll fall flop.
You got to have proper shoes and clothing for that.
Does anybody really know how cold it is in Alberta, Canada?
I know how cold it is here the other day.
I bet it's cold.
Okay. Now, again, watch the smirks, but this actually happened as a bar fight broke out. Somebody called somebody else outside to get a whooping. And yes, he had breeches that hung down to his ankles, and he tripped and fell on the sidewalk, folks. And
Did
y'all
it stick?
Y'all ain't gonna believe what happened. He didn't have no underwear on.
Was it kind of like that dog on Joe Dirt?
No, it was just like the scene from A Christmas Story that was stuck to the flagpole, except it was stuck to the sidewalk, and the police had to come, and they tugged and tugged with all their might.
Well, but he wasn't going nowhere.
They say he was unharmed in the situation and was detained for a few minutes.
Well, did the fella that was going to whoop him go ahead and whoop him while he was...
He couldn't have done it.
He kind of had him where he wanted him.
I've heard lots of stories in my life, but I have never heard of that happening.
That's a new one for me, too.
So folks, what we're telling is buy a belt and pull your britches up, because you could end up stuck to the sidewalk.
Scotty Ray bringing the local news. We need to know.
Honestly, this is as bad as the senator from Mississippi, which we need to address.
Oh, I'm not. I told y'all.
And
I tried to get you to talk about it yesterday, and you said you wasn't going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
What we're talking about, we've I don't know what's the name of the bill.
That is exactly the name of the bill.
It is
conception begins with erection.
Yes.
And we have had a senator from Mississippi. Is he a senator
County.
or is he?
Yeah.
It is a senator.
Yeah.
From DeSoto
Blackman.
County. Yeah, Blackman. Introduce a bill that is. He's really poking fun, is what he's
He
doing.
absolutely is. It
It's
would
got
never
a number.
pass.
It came out of committee.
Yeah, I understand. Well, there's a lot of bills that came out of committee that are never ever gonna.
And this isn't either.
It's never going to happen. But he is obviously. It appears that he's a Democrat that is probably trying to bring light to our abortion laws in Mississippi and bring attention to it. And he picked up some national news articles and stuff like that because it doesn't make any sense. But
National
anyways,
NBC carried him.
I think you have to go read about it. We're not going to describe it, but you can guess.
Any means of the stretch of the imagination would I read what
It's kind
he
of
put.
a misuse of government,
Yes, it is.
because it's not going anywhere, and so, anyways, I don't think we should give it a lot of time either.
What'd you say, Greg?
Sometimes you just don't need to say nothing.
I can tell what's going through your head over there. We're going to leave it at that.
I think that's a good idea.
Let's talk about one more national story here. And I watched the video several times. Jacksonville, Florida. Y'all up to date on what happened down there?
It snowed.
It did snow a little bit there, but they made a traffic stop of a tag that looked like the car might be stolen. They pulled the guy over, and it's really his car. It was just a mishap of the reading of the tag. And they walk up to his window, and he goes, "Hang on now, I have a weapon in my car." And a female police officer and another guy comes up, and she attempts to take his gun away from him. He goes, "Hang on, let me take it off so we won't have a problem." And she won't let him. And she attempts to take his gun off and shoots him with his own gun. Oh, yeah. She honestly didn't know how to get the gun out of the holster and was pulling on the trigger.
Probably a Glock without a safety.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what happened. She has been fired.
Well,
think?
That'll do it.
Did the old boy make it?
He did. They rendered medical, and he says, "I'm planning on suing y'all. He even said it at the scene. I'm going to sue y'all. I want you to know."
I think people get too happy sometimes, but that one,
I'll go for that.
That's
one.
fair.
Well, I mean, a lot of these holsters are designed so the person wearing it is really the only one
that can
take
remove
it
it.
out.
It's got a little button on the side.
Well, it's not really a button on some of them. You got three.
I got a
There's
button on mine.
but you've also got some other, and I'm not going to tell you what they are, but each one's got a different action you've got to do with that gun to get it out that you're not going to do unless you're wearing it.
Correct. And she just wouldn't take him at his word. "I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to take it off. I've got it. You can see me." And it just went, the whole thing's on video.
I was about to say, it's body cam.
And I'd like to point out to the Meridian Police Department, they did release the body cam. It's the most amazing thing that when you fill out this paperwork that you can do that.
Yeah, you
Golly.
can. I'm disappointed in the City of Meridian's current response to Freedom of Information requests. As somebody that's participated in them, you just give it to everybody, and that's the reason that.
Well, that's what it's for. That way, it stops any.
You're trying to hide
wondering
something, is what it is, and that's unfortunate because it's not the way it's supposed to be.
And what we all mean by this, I have requested several occasions from the City of Meridian, and I always get that you can't have that.
Well, first they told you it didn't exist.
Yes, I got lied to twice.
And then when I feel like when they realized like you knew it actually existed, then you can't have it because it's what was
personnel file now.
Yeah, part of an investigation, personnel
And the
file,
first time-
which is made up too.
The first time
so
they
Scotty Ray's got to
charged-
sue them, or which is just they
And
should
there's
just
a-
give it to them instead of wasting government resources arguing with you.
Now, the first time they charged me $160 to tell me that they would not give me that.
Yes.
Jimmy Smith, where's my $160? That was not right.
I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but this is wrong. It's wrong.
It was a
this one.
flat out lie.
Yeah.
And just
They
over and
withhold.
over.
This administration does withhold information via that they do not comply in the way that they should.
And could I push this harder? I could.
Absolutely.
Is it worth it?
It's just whether you go hire an attorney and sue them or not. But ultimately, you would get it pretty quick.
Can't the state jump in and sue?
You can. We filed. You can file it with the ethics commission and stuff like that. But it's difficult.
Charge you $160 just to tell you can't have it. Boy, it get real expensive by the time you got it.
And that
it's
is
being
all
difficult
a
on
deterrent
purpose.
to keep people from asking for information from this administration.
Well, you can legally charge for the actual man hours, the paper, the print, but it's a nominal
No.
fee.
What they done was they went and had an attorney look up all these different cases as to why they couldn't give it to me, and they charged me for his time for looking up each case. Now, that's not right, and we all know that. All they could say is, we're not going to give it to you. You can find it if you want to. It is one fight after another, and they also have this problem of understanding the press. A yellow line, that's where I'm going to stand behind. It doesn't mean I got to stand 6 blocks back. Lord have mercy. Somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. There's an election coming up, y'all. You better remember that.
There is.
We'll see what happens. Now, at this point, and tell me, Julia, what you've heard. At this point, I know of 3 actuals, and I'm hearing there's tons more that are getting ready to sign up that want to be the mayor of Meridian. Right now, we've got Jimmy Smith, running
Democrat.
for re-election for Democrat, Percy Bland,
Democrat,
and
Jimmy Copeland, Independent.
Now, there's 2 to 3 other names that are out there.
They're floating around.
That have not went in. They got until, 10 days left?
It's the 31st.
31st at 5 p.m.
Yeah, and so they've got 7 days left, 6 business days. It's at City Hall. This happened to people before. They've shown up at the courthouse to register to be on the ballot, and it's at City Hall for municipal elections. So if you're waiting until 4:55 on Friday, make sure you're in the right location.
Speaking of, and coming up, we'll show you a guy that went yesterday and he was signed up. Ward 5, we got somebody new that's added to that. And also, Meridian has their first murder of the year. We are a month ahead of last year. We'll tell you all about that next.
Before we go, we got somebody asking, how do you send in pictures? You can send it through Messenger on Facebook, or you can email it to scottyray1969@aol.com.
And no cracks, nobody make fun of that.
I was trying not to laugh when I said
You had it.
I was doing good. I was doing good.
We'll be right back.
Here at Meridian Cycles, we're your CF Moto headquarters. And here at the end of the year, we have a special deal on CF Moto C-Force 500 four-wheelers. We're offering these for only $69.99 plus tax and title. It is a fantastic deal. And let me tell you some of the features that this four-wheeler has. This C-Force 500 features aluminum wheels, power steering, and a 2,500-pound winch, all at an incredible price of $69.99 plus tax and title. Come see us at Meridian Cycles, 80 Highway 19 North, right here in Meridian, or call 601-485-8700. Come see us.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and Aquapel windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
I guess everybody else in the room don't get me and use humor there.
No.
Little Jerry Reed there, when you hot shot. It was really good stuff. I
believe
y'all
you.
Don't know the song with us.
It's
think
been a
he just-
while.
What
I don't know it word for word like y'all do.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to it daily. You have to relive some things there.
That's right.
Oh, hush up, Miss Cheerleader.
Rah, rah, ree.
Called me.
We had a fire last night in the Bailey community. As we pull this up, the Bailey Volunteer Fire Department will respond on King Road Now, what we had was kind of like a makeshift place to live. It was a van with an attachment on the back of it that caught fire. They would get there, would get the guy to safety. He was okay, and a neighbor ended up saying, "Hey, we'll take him in for the night until he figures out what he's going to do." But we hate that happen.
Yeah.
But it does happen
a lot of fires here.
Quite a bit. It came in as a brush fire originally, and then after arriving on scene, they realized it was somebody living in a van.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't know much to say about that. It's tough. And we also had another fire last night. This would be an abandoned structure, and we see this. Meridian Fire Department's Johnny on the spot. Yes. Let's take a look at what we've got here as we go. This is going to be on 10th Avenue and 20th Street. Fully involved, as you see.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the guys get on scene and they go to work, and they work hard to get these fires put out there.
What time was that?
This was right around 10:30 last night.
Oh, you can't tell because you got
like
your Batman, Batman lights on.
That's
bad
all.
light.
Yeah, all those lights bright it up there.
Everywhere he goes, that thing.
You didn't have your big light on? No.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah, well, that's what you were blaming it on the other lights.
It's like carrying a stadium light with him.
You know, I had an uncle one time that went to you remember those surplus sales you could go to, and he bought the military was selling their lights for runways that plugged in, and he bought a couple of them, and it would light up the sky. We had fun with that as a kid.
I bet.
Did you have a Batman signal on it?
Looking back, I could do that now.
You could do SRR and have it on the sky beam.
But hey, this time of the year, please remember men and women out fighting fire, first responders. Because I'm telling you, fighting fire in 70-degree weather is tough. But you get out there and it's 20-something degrees. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Yes. Yeah. We also want to remind everybody as we get ready for this beautiful day. I'm not going to miss another. I want you to talk about the Mardi Gras parade that is coming up.
Yeah. That's going to be February 22nd. But what you need to do right now is get signed up for a float. Like if you've got an organization or a group, you can be walking or golf cart or whatever. There's going to be a
walking.
Yeah, there's walking groups like the dance groups and stuff like that. I know it's like 10 blocks. It's a long way.
Henry Ford broke that walking up.
Anyways, or you can do the full-on float, but it's growing in Meridian, and we're going to have a gumbo cook-off. It starts at 12 that day. There'll be crawfish, all the good stuff, and then the parade will be at 4 on February 22nd. That's a Saturday. But you can go to Meridian Mardi Gras Facebook. You can just put in Meridian Mardi Gras. It would be the first thing that pops up. Or Arts and Community Events Society, ACES, Facebook, but you can find the sign-up form, entry form, and I'll make Scotty Ray share it again, too. So.
All righty, then. Check it out. It will be good.
It's going to be a lot of fun, but you need to sign up for your floats now.
All right, as we begin this morning, we certainly hope you're having one. It's 24. We do have a little frost on the windshield. What were you in such a grumpy mood about earlier? We were pulling for you.
I really wasn't. That's just my face. I don't know. I just came in, and you were like, "Are you in a good mood today?" And I'm like, "Not after you asked me that."
She snapped at me.
I really didn't.
She wheeled up in the shop downstairs like she's going to get a tire rotation and an oil change. And was all up in the mirror with them gadgets poking herself in the eyes.
It is.
And now she's wondering why they water.
Yeah.
I know, my eyes are watering. I'm a mess. I tried to go to the doctor yesterday and get a shot, and I called 5 different places, and nobody could take me.
Really?
I mean, everybody's sick right now. Yeah.
I didn't. And boy, what scares is, as we talked about the forecast just a little bit ago, we're still in the 30s and 40s, and next week 70.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you want to go to the doctor, and you don't have to have something major, something like that.
Don't go.
You get on that phone and you go, "Hello, teledoc."
Yeah, I was trying to go get it
right here, and he goes, "What pharmacy would you like to use?"
Yeah.
This one, he said, "There's a prescription on the way.
I was trying to go get a shot to like knock it out because I was sick like the whole month of December, and I'm like, dang, I don't want to do this
It's
again.
hard to get a shot of Rocephin and Decadron through that telephone.
Yeah,
It is.
that's what I was trying to go do.
I'll give you.
No, you poking me with a needle
I'll
is
give y'all a
nowhere
shot.
in my future. None of y'all throwing darts at me even remotely
let
sounds
me?
interesting. No, Lord, no.
I would take care of you.
It's a butcher knife.
We use a gun like they do.
What's the highest gauge needle they got?
I just can't imagine you as being a nurse. That would be.
She's got them little voodoo dolls now. She pokes with them needles.
Coming up, we're going to tell you who got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mississippians happened down at the Max yesterday and last night. Big show. Also, Meridian had its first murder of the year. We're going to tell you about that next as we begin this day here at the Scotty Ray Report.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray.
That's just wrong. I'm sorry.
Lord, I apologize.
I apologize.
I'm glad both of y'all done that. Picking on me this morning. We do welcome each and every one of y'all today to the show. As we were talking, what is happening? We had a big night last night as we were standing there in the MSU Riley Center. And I'm telling you, talk about heroes. Now, did any of y'all ever watch Ken Burns, the Civil War history?
Documentaries, yeah.
Do you remember the guy that was on there that had such a southern drawl, and you would almost think you were there with him as he described a scene from the Civil War? That guy is Shelby Foote, one of the most fascinating Mississippians and storytellers that there ever was. I could listen to him all day. And blessed, I never got a chance to meet him before he passed away. But he was inducted into the Max last night, and that is just so great. He got his star on the Walk of Fame. Bobby Gentry. It was the 3rd of June. No, it was 3rd of June.
I want to go.
Tallahatchie Bridge.
Yep.
I want to. You know, she just like disappeared.
Yes,
she
off
took her
face of
money
the
and
earth.
ran. She said, "This ain't for me. This life." And there's a reporter from New York that thinks he tracked her down. There's some articles online about it, that she lives in this subdivision outside of Nashville, I think, under an assumed name. But
Now, if I ain't mistaken, while I was standing there, I thought I heard her singing last night from the stage, or was that somebody dressed as her? Because it was Ode to Billy Joe being sang the very first
that's
song.
not. There's no way Bobby Gentry
I
was in Meridian last night.
Well,
That would be like her first public appearance, and
She was riding with Elvis and Roy Orbison.
And again, I showed up late, and I was taking.
was Johnny Cash there too?
but I'm telling you, if it wasn't her, it sure sounded like her.
All right, well.
And there was we got it. Well, wait
one
a
of your
minute.
listeners will tell
Here it
us.
goes. Here it is. Is that her? No,
I don't know. Nobody's seen her since the 70s.
We took a picture of her singing.
No, I think that's just going to be.
That's somebody pretending to be.
Yeah.
Why would you
Well, wouldn't
portray
you-
somebody on a stage like that?
I'm thinking it's
Jeff Tate just said wasn't her, but it was spot on.
okay.
I don't think that her breakout performance after
Would've
3 or
been-
4 decades. I mean, the MSU Riley Center is very beautiful and has great acoustics, and I would encourage her if she wants to come sing that would be a great place to start.
Spot on is an understatement, because I was standing in the doorway there talking to somebody, and I thought it was her. I could hear it, and I would have. Okay, well, I got spoofed.
Okay, well,
I really thought that was her. And of course, Mac McAnally got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and of course, Mac McAnally. There's an old flame burning in your eyes. Tears and makeup can't disguise. He, a great songwriter from the over Newton area that way. He's been inducted. What a great guy.
Yeah.
So we have such talent.
we
in
really
Meridian.
do.
Meridian,
really
this
do.
area here. As we move along, this would be the scene. And I was not expecting this, not on a cold afternoon like we had yesterday. And we have our first murder of the year. Let's go here and take a look as we pull this up. Now, again, this would be 47th. I was standing at 46th Avenue and this in Hooper. This would happen at 47th and 3rd as we go here. And let me pull this up where you can see here of what was going on yesterday afternoon. These keep popping up. Let me get those out of the way where I can scroll this back and hit play for you to see the actual live footage of the way it looked there. Now,
all right, so
what happened?
So we're still 2 weeks early from
actually
normal?
A month.
A
it
month
was
early.
February
Wow.
28th or 9th. I can't remember if last year was a leap year or not, but it was the last day of the month last year that 17-year-old girl was killed. Now, we've already had one shooting, but no one was injured.
Yeah, last year was a leap year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It ended at 8. If you add the numbers together and it equals a division of 8, it's a leap year.
Do we know
So
what
you
the
had
situation
4,
was,
2,
or
and 2.
have any guesses on what? Like, was it domestic?
20,
Was it?
You had a 4 and a 2 and a 2.
What we know.
8's a leap year.
What
I'm trying to educate Greg over here.
What we do know, a 30-year-old.
Okay.
Well, and I have no idea what just happened. I got lost. What we had was a 30-year-old man get killed in Meridian yesterday. Here's what we know. There's an investigation, and they're going to be releasing all this information. We'll get some information before long. It was a car involved parked next to where he was. He was lying next to his car. 2 people ran from the scene. He was shot multiple times. As I entered the scene and started talking with people, they said they heard anywhere from 40 to 50 shots fired. His car was riddled. I know he was hit at least 3 times. Could be more, as we'll find out more as the person is identified. They have not been identified. What caused? I don't know. What would make you get out of your car if you knew someone had a gun? But he got out of his car and was shot next to it. Now, we don't know the circumstances. I'm being told initially they don't think that he fired a round, but that's an investigation. I'd heard maybe he did in the beginning, and then I heard he didn't. So it's a lot of unknown here as we learn this. But he would lose his life at the scene.
We could guess that they probably knew each other. It was not.
Yes.
It doesn't appear to be a random act of
Yes.
violence. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's what it appears
they knew
to
one
be.
Another.
Okay.
And I am possibly hearing there may have been a large amount of marijuana in the vehicle.
Okay.
People that walked by said, "Wow, I saw that in the car." What it was doing there, I don't know. Did somebody put it in there? We don't know the answers to all of that. That is just what we saw at the scene. And let me say this. I have made numerous visits to that neighborhood. There is a lot of good people that live there that don't want this crime in their part of town.
Yep.
I had a lady said, "I'm not walking past my house anymore." She said, it scares me. She goes, "I stay here. I don't leave." They're good people. And sometimes bad people come into your neighborhoods. And as she said, we need police force. We need more people helping us in our community here, patrolling, letting the bad guys know that they can't do this anymore. And one of the biggest topics we have for the re-election or election of a new mayor in Meridian is the word crime.
And some of these people are so scared that retaliation is going to take place that they're not going to say anything.
Yeah.
It's a terrible situation that these neighborhoods are in.
3rd Street, 46th Avenue, as we look at this, and multiple pictures. I've got a lot of pictures that we haven't used from the scene yet. But we think of this community. We feel for them. We hate that this has happened. As we get more information on it, we will pass that along today. But our first murder of the year, and we still haven't gotten back the information on that last that could become a murder from last year. We're at 14, possibly 15 for the year 24. As soon as we get updated information on all that.
Rusty said, "Bless you."
I am dying over here, guys. If anybody can get me a shot today,
to Greg?
I think I'm allergic to Greg. I really
is.
do. But if anybody can get me a shot today,
She's crying and hacking. I don't know what's going on.
I tear up when I get to see
I told
Greg.
you my little secret place I go.
I called. They said they couldn't get me in.
It's because you don't know the right people.
Well, I told you they couldn't get me in, hoping that you would
to know
use
the
Scotty
janitor.
Ray.
You reckon Tyson Tyson's watching.
I think so. Tyson. Do a little and let's see if he'll come.
I think more he got
to gallop right on in there and you'll be
I really don't like y'all. Anyways.
Oh, have mercy. So that is the big headline that we had from yesterday of what happened there.
One murder's too many.
It is. Yeah. And this is not over because I had this said. Oh Lord, geez, retaliation. And these, if it's what it appears to be at the moment, then there's likely retaliation stuff happening. So we do know that 2 people fled on foot toward the railroad tracks. When I arrived on scene, I was not aware of that when we went live. I didn't know which direction they ran as I was trying to gather information as I got there. But they did run toward the railroad tracks. That would have been toward the Budweiser plant in that direction there. Just heads up anywhere there along 49th. Y'all pay attention of what's going on. We don't know where the weapons, if they kept them or threw them. A lot of things can be determined later. That's what we have at this point. Coming up, we're going to get into who's running for what office that we know of. We're going to do a recap of all of that. Plus, we're going back in history to see if she can make it through it without sneezing. Can it happen? Miss Cheerleader. What year was it? Fourth grade.
Go to commercial.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with the entire gang there as we move along. And before we go to this day in history, let me pull this up. As we get to, the JFK, we'll get to that in a moment. We have another person that has thrown their name in the hat for Ward 5. Is that Ward 5? That's Ward 4 where we were yesterday where the shooting.
Yes.
Ward 5 is Ty Bell's ward right now.
Ward 5 is going to run through like Tuxedo, and then it kind of comes up like 23rd. And it comes up like Country Club Drive on I don't know, I'm not good at all of this, but anyways, it is a very split district as far as like it's going back and forth it's going back and forth Republican Democrat. It's currently held by Taisha Bell Lindsay, who to my knowledge is not qualified for anything yet, and so I don't know exactly what she's doing. She could qualify for her seat or maybe for a different seat, but
y'all remember when her car got stolen?
Yes, I do. Chad Acton actually ran against Taisha Councilwoman Lindsay last time, and he lost to her by 74 votes, which is extremely close.
Yeah.
That district or that ward, the lines have been redrawn. So I'm not an expert on this, but it looks like that ward could even lean a little bit more Republican. This is going to be an interesting race to watch.
And the thing about Chad is, I think he knows everybody. He's been a teacher at Meridian High School for years.
Yeah,
at football.
He's an athletic trainer, and so he really knows a lot of kids in the community. It's interesting just watching the interaction on. He's raised a bunch of these kids and stuff.
And folks, he can sing Elvis. Let's just
he does do Elvis impersonation.
Elvis. And why he didn't do an impromptu? You got to vote for me. Yesterday. I don't know.
You should recommend that. But he's going to actually be running against Dustin Hill in the Republican primary first.
Okay.
And
he is a real estate guy.
He's a real estate guy. He's got his office there on 22nd Avenue, and I've seen his signs all over town too. So they'll run in the Republican primary, and then in the Democrat primary right now, we've got Brandon Rue and Shirley Godwin, and I've heard other names.
I
They've
have
got
too.
another week. This is going to be a pretty
Intense.
hot race in the because whether Miss Lindsay gets in or not. You're going to have a Republican and Democrat primary, and then a general election.
Let me ask you about the other hot race in Meridian. That's going to be District 1.
Yes.
How many folks have we got signed up for District 1 already?
So Ward 1. And so far, sorry, I get teared up when I talk about Ward 1.
I can tell.
No. That is Councilman George Thomas. Dr. Thomas has been with us forever and ever and ever, and we love him. He is not running for re-election, and so far, all I know of is the two Republican candidates. That's going to be Elliot Brewer, who is principal out at Northeast Middle School, and then you've got Elton Reed, and he announced last week, and you covered that as well. So
That's Virgil's brother.
You'll.
That's how I know people.
They'll face off in the Republican primary. Right now, there's not a Democrat qualified. So as it stands right now, whoever wins that primary on April the 1st would take that seat July 1st.
All right, those are some of the highly contested ones that we've got going on. There's going to be more.
Yeah.
We'll pay lots of attention.
Once everybody qualifies, I'm going to get it organized of okay, these are because it is confusing. The House race
is coming up before then, so that vote is March 25th.
Yeah, and it's going to be because we have this House race on top of it because it's a special election. It is confusing, but the House so far, what I've heard is Greg Elliott is running, and then Joseph Denson. I saw a public announcement of his, and then Joe Norwood, Supervisor Norwood.
Joseph Norwood, his son, is still running for re-election for
City Council Ward 3. That's correct. Joseph Norwood Jr.
Now, let me ask this, since politics, I don't know this. If you're supervisor, do you have to resign from supervisor if he were to win?
If he
then
no.
it would be a special election.
Yes. If he was a member of the City Council, he could serve also as a House of Representatives. But because the House of Representatives and the Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors are under the same statute, he cannot serve under both. I'm
seeing a face here.
There's very few counties in Mississippi that do not share the same statute as the state does that they can run. But if he was elected as House of Representative, he would have to step down as Lauderdale County Board of Supervisors.
I know he can run right now. I'm gonna get back.
You're gonna test that.
It's like if I tell you that a chicken dip snuff, you just open up his wing, let the candle fall out.
Do not test this woman over there.
No, I mean he could be right. I know City Council. My understanding has always been that it's the you got to stay in the same branch, and they're both legislative. Council and House is legislative, but you couldn't be an executive and legislative at the same time because then you don't have the balance of powers thing that this whole government was built on.
The City Council does not use the same statute. It's not legally under the same statute.
I didn't realize you couldn't be under the same statute at the same time. So we'll look at it.
All right, we had a request that said, Greg, wake up.
Well, I mean, you get into these politics and statutes and this, and I'm over here like.
All right, let's go back to 1917. Anybody remember? As a kid, I watched it.
You were graduating that year.
Yeah, it was your senior year.
The Poseidon Adventure. Do y'all remember that?
No.
Where the ship sunk and it turns upside down, and they're all trying to get out. Red Buttons was in it. They done a remake that was horrible.
I mean, I was assuming it's about water with the word Poseidon in it, but that's all I got.
Anybody remember watching? Let me get better movie. Convoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Do y'all remember the sheriff that was chasing the rubber duck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ernest Bornstein. How you say his name? Ernest Borgnine.
Why wouldn't you have led with Convoy?
What now?
Why wouldn't you have led with Convoy?
Well, because that movie was first.
You got to read your audience.
Well, the audience knows that Convoy was better, but the Poseidon Adventure was not bad.
Somebody said if we talk about food, Greg.
That's right. Let's get on something everybody wants to hear about.
Oh, have mercy. Okay, maybe
true.
I made a mistake on that. 1939, we've had so many different things. Everything is beautiful, and that didn't work.
In its own way.
A squirrel in a church.
Ray Stevens.
Yeah, he was born 1939. Probably one of the best comedians that ever existed that sang and kind of done that back and forth.
Don't look, Ethel.
So what do y'all rate as his best? Do you go with Ethel?
The Street.
The Street?
Definitely. He's known more for The Street.
Mississippi squirrel was good, but just not. I'm gonna come up there with a weed.
Oh, that
it's me again. Margaret.
Shriners Convention wasn't bad
How'd
either.
you get that up on the high dive course?
Don't answer that phone,
Some of the best stuff there was. We're coming to America, sweet Caroline. He was born in 19.
Your wife's got a big one on her finger. Neil Diamond.
Okay.
Come on,
me.
are
Okay,
y'all,
listen.
am I the only one that's awake today?
I get what you're saying. You said his wife, and I was thinking about his real, like his actual wife.
Greg's
Okay.
wife.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody got that. Odie got that. The rest of us
Y'all
didn't.
just not ready.
1941, he would be a part of a group of brothers, but one thing that would step him out is after he started following George Jones a little bit more, and he would have a big hit out of that. Step right up.
Come on, Ian.
Aaron Neville.
Aaron Neville. Ooh,
Can he not sing?
Oh, man, yeah.
He's a big old boy that can carry a tune.
Oh, yeah, but he's good.
He is. He's one of the best. I like him best of the Neville brothers.
Yes.
Do you know who we're talking about? You have that look like maybe.
No, I do. I just.
Saturday Night Live.
He got to be quiet during politics. I should be able to get quiet during y'all's old history
Well,
lesson.
at least you ain't over there hacking and snotting and all that.
I'm doing the best I can,
She's
Greg.
trying to get you sick, Greg, is
I
what
know.
this is about.
I just now got well.
1948, this guy would be born. He was known for Saturday Night Live. That's how he got his break. But that would lead to another big movie. It would be the Blues Brothers.
Dan Aykroyd.
The other one. Belushi.
John Belushi.
Was born on this day. He basically was just kind of drunk and stuff his entire career.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and call it the way it is.
That's
rough times there. Jones on the jukebox and you on my mind. Let's just test Greg's ability to name that country tune. She had one hit, and that was it.
No clue.
Yes, you do. You remember Becky Hobbs?
No.
I got Jones on the jukebox and you
Oh,
on
my
mind.
God. You was worried about your hair.
She had a couple of more songs that, well, they bombed.
Yeah, well,
that was her big one. I really thought you
she
remembered
wasn't
that.
good with electricity either.
We would lose a legend a few days ago in 1953 on January 1st. It would take some 20 days later for it to reach number one. And ironic that the name of this song would go number one after he passed away. The great Hank Williams died January 1st of 53 in the backseat of that Cadillac. And the song that had just been released weeks before he passed away was I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. Kind of weird, isn't it?
I did not know that.
That's
Like,
kinda
seriously,
deep.
okay.
And he passed away with that. That is my all-time favorite. It just doesn't get any better. I'm fascinated by everything that Hank ever did. It's did. 1965. Does anybody remember December the 7th is a day that will
Go down.
will live in infamy.
I had it. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
As we lost the great Winston Churchill. That man was a man among men. He didn't take anything, did he?
My husband is obsessed with Winston Churchill history, and so I've watched every documentary there is about this man.
Would
Would
you compare him a little bit of having a little Trumpism in him?
He was a
Katie?
wild guy. Like, I mean, he was really interesting. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I would say
He didn't take no for an answer. He showed up to do the job and he did it.
Yeah, I mean, difficult, unapologetic.
Kick butt and take names.
Yeah, and seldom wrong, never in doubt.
There's a lot of people like that I know. We go back to 68 for the Mighty Merle Haggard and the Strangers, and still number one. Sing Me Back Home, song I used to sing. Woo!
Man, he was good.
This little bitty shorter girl become a national hero at this point. She would become
Flipped and flopped and
every cereal box had her on it.
Yeah.
She would end up.
Gymnast.
Not long ago, she sued somebody over or they put up a GoFundMe for her for medical bills. I didn't quite understand that, but y'all remember her, Mary Lou?
Yeah.
No.
Y'all remember the medical bill thing? She got sick.
No.
Man, you gotta work on y'all's.
Not my sport.
Okay.
I don't care. I mean,
I see.
you didn't get us because we're good at this.
This wasn't many applicants.
I just thought y'all would have remembered that.
We don't know how we ended up here.
I just thought y'all would have remembered that being in the news not long ago.
Maybe you should interview
because it was a controversy of it. People go, why are they taking up money for her?
Yeah.
That was a big talk
Well,
around.
being an Olympian doesn't pay real well, but I guess the Wheaties maybe did.
I was thinking about the one that hit the other one with the pipe in the knee or something.
Those were figure skaters. And
Same thing.
Sometimes you bump into somebody at work that's got a smile on their face and you just don't quite get it. Why are you smiling over there? Charlie Pride told us why he had that. He had to kiss an angel.
Oh, I love him.
Love her like the devil when you get back home.
You bring him up a lot, too. He's getting up there with Daisy.
I like Charlie Pride.
He's just a great Mississippian.
I agree.
And we are strongly urging for Roll On Mississippi to be our state song. We are pushing this, advocating it every day.
You're like a
Jeff Tate, do you hear us?
A single man campaign.
I carry the torch, and he deserves this, y'all. He does.
I agree.
Charlie Pride don't get no better. Let's see.
Odie's over there crying. What did you do?
I just
come all the way across here.
I bring men to their knees. What can I say?
Kind of like ghost peppers.
I don't know.
Have mercy.
Oh,
1976, it would be the cover of TV Guide. It was I watched some of it. Some of it annoyed me. The Klinger stuff I didn't.
MASH?
Yes. It made it to TV Guide back in 76.
Like he's surprised he got that right. Now, where else have you heard Klinger?
I didn't quite get all that.
You didn't like MASH?
I like MASH, but the Klinger part, and I understand he was just trying, I think, to get out of the military. Was there hidden messages back then that we didn't get?
No, he's just trying to get out of the military. He wanted to go back home.
Now it would be nobody'd even look at him funny now.
It was till the other day. Now you can't do that no more.
Yeah,
we got to.
I like MASH. Now I liked it. But did you like Colonel Potter or Colonel Blake more?
Is my favorite. I didn't care
the
for
old Potter.
I didn't.
Did you like Frank Burns or Charles Emerson Winchester?
Frank Burns.
Yeah, I agree.
Burns was good at what he done. Hot Lips Houlihan. Who didn't like her?
She liked Frank. A whole lot more.
She did.
He didn't have no chin.
I didn't notice that. So, what you didn't find Alan Alda appalling and a smart aleck?
Yeah, I think he was kind of a. He was kind of left before left was left. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's always been.
I did not know that he and Radar did not get along, and that's one of the reasons Radar left the series.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. What about the two that played the part of his roomie there?
Trapper and B.J. Honeycutt.
Yeah, Honeycutt, wasn't he a little bit better?
Yeah, I liked him a lot better. I think Trapper and Alan Alda had a issue.
And that would run people off.
I want to say so.
I've just seen interviews with Alan Alda since that show, and I'm like, you ain't my kind of fella.
No.
He doesn't think the way we think.
No.
Not saying that we're always right, but we're pretty close, right?
Sure.
Agree with
you know, they kind of always clashed on that show, on that series, when he would want to treat the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he always stood up. We treated them just like he did the American soldiers, and
the American soldiers should have come first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I'm passing out parachutes, my guys is gonna get the first ones. You know,
I agree
that's
with
just
that.
me.
Do it,
If we
Jimmy.
ain't got nothing else to do, we'll help him.
That's right.
Do Jimmy Stewart. Right thing to do. Let's go to 1975 when we would lose a member of one of the funniest trios that ever existed.
The Three Stooges.
There we go. We would lose Lewis today. Y'all remember him?
It's an inspiration for Greg's hair.
It looks like yours when you came in this morning.
Below the belt. Below the belt. As we go back to the days of, did you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I did it for you one morning.
Did you do it again?
No.
Come on.
I'm too
She
good.
stopped up. It won't
Stop.
sound right. We'll get it next week.
West Philadelphia, born and raised on playgrounds where I spent most of my days chilling out Max, relaxing all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of school. When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. Got one. See, I know stuff that y'all don't know.
She does.
Yeah.
Do you remember
got
this
scared.
girl from
Said
that
you're
show?
moving with your Angelina. Yes.
She's got a birthday today.
That was the little sister, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she don't look nothing like that now.
What is,
I misplaced the picture, but when I was looking it up, I thought, I would have never known that was her.
people age, you know. It's that weird thing that happens.
Yeah, you bump into them in the grocery store all the time. They go, remember me? No, who are you? And you go, wow. It's just part of life. It does happen. Let's see here. This lady has never changed. It was 1981 that she would bust onto the scene.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to see. What
but
is
I
it?
had to. I almost wanted to use a Philadelphia
Different
picture.
from what you saying.
Do what?
It's different from who she's thinking.
Okay.
We
But along the same.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But we had to use this particular picture. I thought it was the best. We really wanted to go with that Philadelphia picture with the butterfly in the background, but why not use a Cowboys picture?
Why not?
I mean, it's just Jerry Jones Day here at the Scotty Ray Report.
I think that's great.
At least with her, they got a winner.
That's right.
Bless her. Bless him. My baby Dak.
This guy was bad news, and today it would come to an end as he would pay for his crimes. Anybody remember the name Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It ended today. Not too soon enough, as we might say as we look back on this. I did not realize when I watched this movie. Anybody watch Footloose?
Yeah.
Did you know that you remember watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High? The dude that was a dopehead.
Spicoli?
Yeah. Did you know that his brother was in Footloose?
No.
I had no idea. Remember the not so bright cowboy with the boots?
Honestly, I had the soundtrack, but I didn't watch the movie. Sorry.
This guy here, right there, that tried to dance. That's his brother. He was also in Pale Rider, if you remember.
Now, I remember Pale Rider.
Yeah, who couldn't remember that one? That was
the soundtrack of Footloose was good. I liked the music, but
that was the guy that couldn't dance, the farm boy.
Okay.
Yep.
I see that everybody in the room is just not going along with this. Just didn't. It was a big movie, y'all.
Okay.
It was 2010, and I'm trying. And you probably know this, Greg. It would be one of the greatest westerns that ever went out there. And he would leave the show. There's a reason he left, and I'm sure you know this. It was three brothers that lived on a place with their dad.
Bonanza.
Correct.
Pernell Roberts left Adam Cartwright.
Why did he leave?
He left because he did not have the freedom of character, is what they say. He wanted more serious, and he didn't like the writing of the show, and that's why he left. That was Pernell Roberts. He went on to play Trapper John.
Yep.
And
the little medical show with the guy that lived in the camper out front.
Yeah. Curly-haired guy.
But the guy that they replaced, remember that little red-headed character?
Yeah, that little kid that they adopted.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah,
it was just downright awful.
Wasn't it? But you know, it's like they'll show some of the lost episodes, and you wonder why they found them. I mean,
it's like,
and I love Bonanza. Don't get me wrong, but some of them, I mean, sorry, when they got the dude in the night suit, the metal, I mean, that's a little silly.
It was bad.
Now. Come on,
it was very, very bad.
Yeah.
All right, star power is what Todd said. Todd, yeah. Robin loves some Footloose. Kevin Bacon was big there. What else? Oh, that's it today in history. We have nothing more.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, let's go back to last night and what we were talking about earlier. And Jim come in with a little information. Trisha Walker was the lady who sang "Ode to Billy Joe" last night at the Max.
All right, now tell me something, because y'all was talking about this, and I didn't know this. This lady became a star because of this song, and then she just disappeared. I mean, nobody knows where she's at.
She had other music and stuff, and she wrote some songs. And she was at the height of her career. My understanding is she just didn't like the life,
the fame
and so she said she changed her name and said forward my checks here, and I think she's got managers.
So she didn't disappear like D.B. Cooper or whatever.
No,
she just stepped out of the.
She just got out of the spotlight.
All right, I didn't. Okay.
And then never performed again, never heard from again.
And as you can look at, she was a beautiful woman, very talented at what she done.
Yeah.
It was the 3rd of June, another hot and Delta day.
Dusty day.
Dusty day, yeah. Now, y'all do remember what the plot of the movie was about,
She
don't you?
wrote Fancy. Huh.
Do what?
Bobby Benson, who played the part of it, why Billy McAllister jumped off the Tallahassee Bridge. Y'all remember why he did?
I always thought they'd had a child together. What?
Oh, you remember the tent scene?
I didn't watch the movie.
What movie were we talking about?
Ode to Billy Joe.
Billy
Joe McAllister's jumped past the beans, please. He was raped and by a man, and he couldn't handle it, and he jumped off the Tallahassee Bridge.
Tallahatchie.
Tallahatchie. Well, I got corrected.
But I think that she was interviewed at one point in time because they always want to know what he's throwing off the bridge in the song, and it's a mystery. And I think that my recollection was that her response was more that she wanted people to focus on the fact that this person had died, and that's all they wanted to talk about was what they threw off the bridge. I don't know.
In the movie,
it's
it was
just a great song.
They come up with a doll in the movie.
Yeah. But anyways, it's a great song.
Okay, but did y'all actually watch the movie?
No, we both said
y'all
that.
don't remember the fight there on the bridge, the one-lane bridge?
Not if we didn't see the movie, Scotty Ray.
Wow.
You've got to give us homework, and then we won't do it, and you can be more disappointed.
I just thought everybody had seen that lived in Mississippi.
Yeah.
We'll be right back as we move along on this early Friday morning. It's Fun Friday, believe it or not.
Is it?
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rock House Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rock House Gun and Pawn. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. We do hope your morning is going.
Well, I'm just telling the truth. We're talking about steroids and all them shots you take when you're sick.
Dr. Greg over here is
Rocephin and Decadron. 2 days later, you're 3 o'clock in the morning going, wonder if my weed eater will crank. I think I'll go trim the shrubs, You don't sleep
you drive
for
by
about 3 or 4
paint
days.
my house, just mind your business.
Yeah, with a Q-tip.
This stuff was brought up some 4, 5, 8 years ago that said, hey, I'm going to release this. And somebody stepped in and goes, wait a minute, you don't need to do all of that. It could be some stuff you shouldn't. And he reluctantly did that. And then since then, he's thought about it along. Y'all seen this to where the files are coming?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's talking about
JFK,
RFK, and Martin Luther King. He's going to release all of that.
Yep.
Now, and I've said this before, do I really, truly think there's anything in those files that's got all of that never made it to the files? They didn't put the real information in there.
No.
It's some interviews that may spark some stuff, but anything that was truly is not in there.
I mean, I'm just really excited for the conspiracy theorists today.
Oh, it's going to be.
They are like, finally.
Yeah.
And this is going to keep them busy for a little while.
It will.
So he'll be good.
It's a lot of files, a lot of data to go through. It will be interesting.
And the sad part is a lot of them think it's going to answer their questions. I mean, they're going to feed you what they want you to have.
It's really going to ask more questions than probably what we've gotten now.
That's right.
But
I agree. We'll see.
I'll give y'all a hint. There was more than one.
Imagine that.
Just go ahead and tell you the truth there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Did y'all see this outside of Atlanta? It happened a few years ago. When that snow came in, what do you do when you're driving along the road? Always have a full tank of gas.
Yes.
Oh, the people that got stranded?
Yeah.
And a blanket.
15 hours they had to stay in their car. And if you had a quarter of a tank of gas, it
ain't going to work, and it's cold.
Right.
Well, it's the same thing that happened in I-10 down there in Loxley, going into Alabama, trying to get to Florida. Everything shut down. They don't have stockpiles of salt or anything to clear roads. You didn't expect 16 inches of snow down there on the beach.
What they gonna treat it with? Sand? That's all they got. Sand.
And they don't have trucks to go out there with blades on them trying to clear this.
I
stuff.
saw a video. I don't know. It was some Florida town, but they literally had two guys sitting on the back of like the ATV, and they were just like hand throwing out salt.
Yeah. And then the next guy come ice skating down the road.
Yeah, because they don't have salt machines. I did notice that MDOT, that it wasn't needed along I-20, but they had one lane salted on each side, driving back and forth to Jackson this week.
2 days
which is good.
And they were
We would have had an open lane if we needed it.
Everybody knows how much I love snow, and I was so excited. And
we were that close, weren't we?
Yeah, I know.
Amy was so mad because our house down at Robertsdale got 8 inches.
No.
And built the most beautiful snowman down there, and we're stuck up here. It's not a flurry.
You seen?
We didn't get a flurry. We got a flurry, but no flurry.
You seen Jeremy at Metairie, 10, 12 inches laid out by his pool?
Our Cajun friend there.
Yeah.
He's never seen snow outside of a TV movie.
The videos from New Orleans have been so
and
funny.
I'm proud for them. I mean,
When they were making snowballs. You know, New Orleans is known for snowballs. They were making snowballs out of them and like putting liquor on. And I don't know. A lot of it said like they gave the wrong city snow because they've just had a time with it. They really are having a great time.
Jeremy made a snow angel.
But I'm not going to be the bearer of bad news, but do you remember the last time that the coast got snow and it went south of us? It was predicted, but it went south of us. Was going to be the winter before Katrina.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, sir. Look
So
back.
you're saying this could be a sign.
I thought you were a doctor, not a meteorologist.
We'll know more about that.
I'm a hockeyologist.
We'll know more about that in November.
But you look back at the records. Yeah, exactly. 2005 August, wasn't it? Was Katrina? Well, you look back to the winter of 2004, and they were predicting us to get snow, and it went south of us. And I want to say Ocean Springs, Gulfport, Biloxi,
and it come got us.
We need to do the thing like they used. I feel like Larry King always had like these people that would make predictions at the end of the year. We need like Greg's predictions.
No, I don't ever want another hurricane. I pray, dear God, no more hurricanes.
Yeah, that was bad stuff.
I had to take a picture of this guy's prediction because I sat there and laughed. And one of them was there is a hurricane that he talked about this year was going to be pretty bad coming in. His 3 predictions was Texas was going to pull out of America, and some states was going to pull around with him. That started another civil war.
That should be your key that ain't happening.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said this didn't make any sense, but it made me think of his craziness because one of them was the largest hurricane in history was developed, but he said California's where
I don't wish that on nobody. And
but y'all explain this to me.
Saying.
There really are people that sometimes make a claim that comes. Are they clairvoyant? What's the word?
I think they're lucky. A broke clock's right once every day, twice a day. My bad. But that's like Odie and I was in a meeting one time, and they were predicting a hurricane prediction center. Yeah. The guy, this is the truth, and that's when Odie pinched me. We ain't been invited back, but the guy says we'll know more in October. I thought, well, you think?
He said we've got things that is leaning this way right here. He said, but we're also leaning this way right
We could have an above average or a below average number of named storms,
now.
but we'll know more. But we'll know more in October.
I can do that job.
That's what Greg said.
That was the whole Biden administration, wasn't it?
Yeah. Greg has got us uninvited to 2 of these meetings.
I'm sorry.
All right, what are the Vegas odds this morning? Pete Hegseth, is he going to make it or not?
He's going to make it by 1 vote.
Who is that?
He is up for the guy that was on Fox News that Trump has put up to be Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense. He's going to make it by 1 vote.
That's your prediction. What do you got for us, Julie? You see this stuff.
I don't know.
We're not going to ask Greg because I know he's not.
I ain't got a clue who it is, but I'll say he's going to pass with flying colors.
Real important.
You know this guy.
I think he'll get through.
Let me show you a picture of Pete here so you'll remember him. Here he is. This is right there. Remember him from Fox News? Yeah. Mitch McConnell.
Bless.
That's Pete there.
Yeah.
He's a vet. He served his country many times. Has he had some? They've been really focusing on his personal life of his failed marriages, and he may have given some hush money to a woman that said, "Go away and let's don't talk about our relationship." And they're focused on that.
I don't think that we can just dismiss people's personal lives in its entirety, but at some point where we're at in society, where everybody knows everything about everybody, we got to start considering whether or not it impacts your ability to do your job.
Exactly.
And I think that
Charlie McClain sang about it. Whose car?
I do not agree with people that are willing to serve our country, whether I like them or not, or in government, that confirmation hearings are just they should not be an airing of laundry for the last, every wrongdoing you've ever done in your life. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. Maybe the country likes watching it. It's just not fun to watch somebody get torn apart for absolutely no reason.
Those who live in glass houses shouldn't chunk rocks.
It's just not. If it was needed, then yes. I just don't understand how that qualifies him or disqualifies him.
That's a big one. There's more confirmations that are going to have to come through this, and we'll watch daily as we get new executive orders trying to straighten out things. Some things you go, wow, I didn't even know that was happening. I've seen several things like that. Another thing that I saw in the news this morning that saddened me to no degree, you never know when you meet a child, you meet somebody on the street, what they're going through. Police, Arizona is where this story is. A little girl was being held in a dog cage. That's where she had to sleep by her mother and grandmother. Police have intervened. She's been taken away from those parents. And you think of this, if so many people want children and can't, and then you have such a loser like this mistreating a child. Folks, it bothers me to no end.
I don't understand how.
I don't either.
I just don't. Crimes against children and vulnerable adults and stuff. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how you have it in you.
Another thing.
Old people, little children, and animals. I'm sorry, dude. You're sick.
Here's another story, and I won't go deep into this, but it also jarred me as I'm just on the jarred subject this morning. Freezing temperatures in Texas. A newborn baby was found on a sidewalk. Newborn. The child's not out of the woodwork, so to speak, at this point. Rushed to a hospital in intensive care, and they're not sure if it's going to make it, but just left.
Craig, do you have any suggestions for that punishment?
For what?
For whoever left that baby?
I would probably, that's pretty bad too, but I'd probably do them about like a fella with them saggy breeches
and
Canadian guy? Let him stick to the sidewalk.
At minimum, they would be out there like that child.
Yeah, and he'd lay there until it thawed out.
There you go. It reminds me.
I knew you'd
Charlie,
have something creative.
I'm sorry. I get mad. And I ain't got
eye for an eye.
It just makes me sick.
You remember Charlie Daniels, Simple Man, an eye for an eye,
Yeah.
a tooth for a tooth. That really fits the situation with that.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all think on that. And I mean this. And I'm not going into any big religion thing here, but y'all pray for folks that can't help themselves. When you go to bed at night, whenever you do your prayers, think of that. There's many Americans who can't fight for themselves. You be the voice for them under God. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp to trail riding or just working around on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options. helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back.
There we go.
The gang is here this Friday afternoon. We do hope you feel better today. We've been worried about you the whole show there.
You have not. I'm fine.
Tyson finally got in touch with her.
Tyson's going to work me in.
But be prepared, though. Greg was not kidding there when he talked about after you go to the doctor and get a shot, you will be awake.
I know. I don't sleep very much either. Bless my husband's heart. No, I've never been a big sleeper ever since. As a child.
I'm going to tell you right now, I got the clearest conscience in the world. I can sleep. I went to bed last night at 5 after 8. And I slept like a baby.
I'm a 4-hour girl. Like after 4 hours, I wake up and I may not get up and do stuff, but I'm up.
Well, you get them shots and you'll be trimming the hedges and cleaning the gutters at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's right.
I'm going to let y'all play Nick Lisi for a moment, the judge. Here comes the judge. And as I often talk about frivolous lawsuits, y'all tell me if y'all think this is a frivolous lawsuit. 79-year-old guy has a F-250 Ford. Maybe there was a mechanical malfunction, possibly with it being in park, but it started jerking or something like it was rolling. He chases after the truck, tries to stop it, and he gets run over. Mm-hmm. His family is now suing Ford. Is that he could have just let it run on in the bushes and it'd been okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have all the facts, but that doesn't sound like, that sounds like a decision you made.
Yeah,
even if it was a mechanical malfunction and it would have crashed into.
Did you give me the year
model? Was it a brand new truck?
No, let me see. 23. It was a 23 Ford.
Ooh.
I don't know. I just no. But you want to know what? That's why we got a judicial system. They'll either throw it out or give him a check.
You got to think: has that truck been took care of? Was that truck
who worked on
Unless
it
the
last?
insurance company chickens out and settles.
Yeah, so is it necessarily Ford's fault? I wouldn't say that yet. A lot of investigation have to go on before you post. But he did chase after it.
That's where I that's where I draw the line of it is human nature to chase your vehicle.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's not Ford's fault.
I got a video like 5 years ago from somebody in eastern Lauderdale County chasing one that fell out. It was funny.
Hey, I had a buddy one time, this is the truth, his cranked up and pulled up in his house in the middle of the night.
No.
Had a short in the starter or something, and it was a 4-speed truck, and he had parked it in granny gear, and when it started bumping the starter, it run into his house.
I have never. Did he sue anybody?
No.
I had a 1979 Chevy truck.
You probably still do, tightwad. And 12 more payments on it, it'll be all his.
That sucker would be out in the parking lot at school, and it ran for first and second period with the key in my pocket.
Everybody had them old trucks that the gas wouldn't work right.
They went to that 87 octane, and Odie, he poured all the water in there he could to make that gas go further.
Together, diluted it a little bit.
That's funny.
Let's see here. We just got word.
Man, we can be done.
Do what now?
Nothing.
Like they got somewhere to be.
The doctor.
Oh, that's not till 9.
Okay, we got to congratulate someone here. Let's pull this up here. We need to congratulate Hunt Blackledge, one of the anesthesiologists here in town.
What is that?
Anesthesiologist.
Okay.
Dang, he said it twice correct.
Competition. The barbecue team was named second team of the year overall. Second for ribs, 4 in chicken, and the U.S. Backyard Division competition. Congratulations. Let's get a good look at him there.
I love that. Man, that barbecue competition stuff, that's hard work. It's serious business, too.
What is the big thing that they do in Memphis every year?
Memphis in May.
Memphis in May.
And it's a qualifier for, there's different barbecue cook-offs that are qualifiers to Memphis in May because you got to win somewhere else to get to go.
Well, most importantly, we need samples now.
That's what I'm thinking.
We need to know.
I'm more than happy to assist anybody that wants to compete and tell them what I think.
Yes, sir. Next Friday we'll be here if y'all want to.
I'll eat barbecue for breakfast. I love barbecue.
I love barbecue anything.
All right, I love brisket. I love ribs. I love wings.
You just like food.
I do. I really do.
I love barbecue.
I like to smoke like meat. I mean, I got a big green egg, and I
love barbecue. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Pastime.
Oh yeah,
we got
rib
another
tips.
issue.
Oh, I love them rib tips.
Food is. I'm telling y'all. Food
Look,
is
you
one
got
of
him
the best.
going.
Couldn't help it.
Greg is back. He is back alive.
Hey, you turn and go down through there by McDonald's and Shaq be throwing that hickory smoke.
It
up.
smells so
I don't
good.
care if you just got up from eating. You gonna get hungry. I mean, you smell that hickory. Oh,
We got to go out to near your home, Greg. We got somebody missing. Lewis is missing near Greg's fireworks as we go here.
Oh
man.
Lewis,
you and Bo Stevens better go find him.
Yeah, there is a reward for him to come back home. If y'all happen to see him, he's a cute little fella. There's the cell number, and if you see him, call us, inbox us, or call that number.
Distraught.
Oh, bless his heart.
Sweet baby, I hate that.
He needs to get on back to the house there. We're about at the end of our rope today, as we've had a. I'll take that personal there.
I mean,
like you didn't want to be here.
You made me sit beside Greg.
Well, you were sitting over here.
It's made me so emotional.
Hacking and crying.
I have not coughed one time.
She's cried ever since she got here.
I know.
This morning.
I'm just so emotional about it.
Huh?
She got her shoes.
That's how she catches a cold.
I do have on my shoes.
As we look at not so smart people, we did have somebody from Pontotoc that
He's
walked into the.
All right. Anyway.
A not so smart fellow that walked in from Pontotoc. He'd walked all the way down to Tupelo, and he got arrested for trying to rob the Walmart there in Tupelo.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Too many people in
have
there.
his getaway shoes on.
And we missed the fight of the century. I hate we're not there. Shad White getting into a verbal argument. Do you know about this?
I listened to it yesterday. I mean,
it was over the Brett Favre case is what had happened, and Shad just stood up and said, "You're a liar. You is a liar."
Talking about the city?
There's people. This is the deal. Is right now there in a couple of years we got a lot of turnover because the lieutenant governor's spot and the governor's spot's going to be open. So there's a lot of moving parts in statewide offices and who's going to go where. And so people are fighting right now because they're saying it instead of everybody going along to get along. People are trying to make sure, and it's interesting. You can watch it all live. But
Senator John Polk of Hattiesburg was the one that he called a liar.
He was. They had a lengthy exchange about many topics, but I think Shad and Senator Polk knew that they were probably walking into a difficult conversation, and they were both prepared for it. Is what it appears to me to be. But yeah.
Now is Polk wanting to run for governor? Or?
No, but it's complicated.
That's just his bouncing his soundboard right now.
I'm on.
Yeah.
You better not fool with Shad White. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm going to stay out of this for the moment.
He's pretty bad dude.
So that's something that's going on in the state we thought we would pass along with you. It's always interesting to watch Shad because trying to get that name out there and keep it, and he does keep it in front of Mississippi.
His name's out there. I got news for you.
Click, click. Well, have we got any birthdays today?
We got a few. Morgan Clark has a birthday today. James Sykes got a birthday. Nikki Hunt, Michael Haney, and Davin Talbot all has birthdays today. Happy birthday.
A little controversy in Chicago, Illinois.
No.
As we all look at what's going on as people are being deported for not being American citizens.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
The TV, and almost as if they could have their license revoked for this. But they went live and told illegal aliens loopholes and how to avoid being caught by ICE. How can you do that?
Yeah.
Because they don't care.
That's just downright un-American, in my opinion. So
I think it's going to get crazier before it gets levels off. It's just
we've already seen.
Well, Trump's coming in, and it's just immediate change, and it's a lot of times I feel like government tries to do incremental change. So you get people used to it. We're going to do a little bit, and he's just like, no, not doing that.
Well,
so it's a lot of change. Yeah.
This is what the law says, and y'all have never pushed what the law is. Now I'm coming in going, we're going to start upholding the law
immediately.
And
y'all should have been doing this years ago, and you hadn't. You actually got rid of it. Not today.
I wish that some of the processes would be simpler for those that were trying to come here legally, but you cannot be upset at an administration for enforcing laws.
Exactly.
I agree.
I mean, that's just one of those things. Like the what and how and why. If it's illegal and they enforce that, that's not wrong, and you can't convince me that it is.
I seldom say this, but you're right.
Thank you.
But I've got a job, and I'm putting my roots down. Okay, number one, you should have never gotten a job in the first place because your employer should have found out that you didn't belong here to begin with, and you should have been sent back then. So because you put roots down, this Democrat Party who has laxed on these rules allowed you to get where you are now, and now you've got
I wish they would have simplified the legal
process work.
Instead of just saying we're not going to enforce. Why didn't we change what the process is to make you legal, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I think a lot of this, and I won't go deep into it. I'll just make a mention of it because I think a lot of people think it under their minds. A lot of people were brought in, allowed in, I think, in an effort to change elections.
Yep.
To where
They didn't care about them people. They cared about their vote.
That's right.
I mean, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. They wanted them to vote the way they wanted them to vote, and they thought,
yeah, if you let somebody in, well, they'll vote for you, and especially if you're not. And I think, truthfully, and it's a law somewhere that says you got to be an American citizen, I thought, to vote.
Yeah, and to run for president.
Correct. And
a
so,
natural-born citizen to run for president.
Yes.
So, again, it goes back to the law, the letter of the law. We'll see what becomes of it. This is going to be an interesting 4 years of a standoff. He's only got 4 years, and truthfully,
he might only have
years,
2. Yeah.
Depending upon what happens in the midterm. So he's got to be strong and get it done now.
And I mean, it's very apparent that he realizes that. Like, I need to get everything through Congress that I can.
Swinging.
Because that can change in 2 years. Yeah. But if the country's happy in 2 years, it might not.
That's correct.
Country's better off in the last week than we've been in years.
Right. Only voting in 2 years, it might be a change.
Well, it could be. We'll see what becomes of that. Well, we come to the end. Any last thoughts of any events that are coming up that we forgot?
I do have the Night to Shine that's at Central United Methodist Church. They've got 18 spots left for guests. That's the special needs guest, and they do. You can contact the church, but they've got 18 spots. You can. The Night Shine is on Facebook, but if you've got somebody that qualifies for that, I think it's 14 and up. Then that's go ahead and get them signed up for that. They've got vouchers for the clothing and stuff. It's a formal night for those with special needs. Tim Tebow Foundation.
Look, I don't know what this is about, but I think we all ought to show up. They're giving free hot chocolate at Webb Funeral Home on the 31st. I don't know what it's about, but free hot chocolate.
That's a first responder.
People are going to be dying to get there.
I'm not hanging at the funeral home, sorry.
You'll be there long enough, won't you?
Cody, as we close the show, have you got a Bible verse for us today to end the show?
The Bible deal here has given us Mark 13:33. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye not know when the time is. We don't know when the Lord's coming. Jesus said he didn't know when he's coming back. All we do know is he is coming and to take us all back to the kingdom of heaven. The only way to get to kingdom of heaven is through Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and having him in your heart. Don't go a day without him. You never know when he'll be back, and we want to go be with him. Invite him into your heart. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family, your friends, your community, and our country. Continue to pray. It will make a difference. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see y'all back Monday. Hopefully Julia's going to go get a shot.
One of our lovely viewers have actually gotten me an appointment. Yeah. I'm going to head there now.
We just got a text from Tate. Tate sent us a text. We forgot to mention that we're getting a new Bass Pro Shop in the state of Mississippi.
Oh, on the
Jackson
coast.
County, yeah.
I heard about that.
So
I wonder if we're going to get the pyramid.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It's a big deal.
I wonder how many people's going to jump in the fish tank.
I mean,
Y'all have a good weekend. We appreciate you. I genuinely hope you feel better.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
I'm concerned about you, but you know.
You're gonna make me some soup.
Anyhow, y'all have a wonderful weekend. We love you. We appreciate you. Be nice to somebody today.
Smile to somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.